Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second day of the Dark Souls 1 Prepare to Die Edition All Bosses Tournament. Today, here I have with me Alibaba
And hello,
commentating. Hello,
everyone.
Alibaba. And today, we have Catalystz versus Mazdelta. Kata is the current world record holder in this category. He's been focusing on Dark Souls Remaster, but he's still participating in our tourney. Mazdelta is a new face that's also introducing a couple new strats in the route.
Yeah, we got some route variation today, which is nice.
Yep, we should be having a fun race. And we're gonna have another race right after this one, so you don't wanna go away after this race is over, because we have a bunch of speed today.
Yeah, it's a very speedy
So,
day.
yeah. And I think we're good to go. The runners are listening to me, and they are allowed to ready up. We should be starting. Yep. We'll be starting real soon. And the timer is running for me, but
And
that's
we're
a little bit of
off.
delay.
Yeah, Kata started a bit
And
late, but it's okay. Should be.
yeah,
Oh,
controller rip. Uh-oh.
what is this?
Kata's controller. We're having technical issues.
A manga shake.
Yeah, we can restart. Someone just have to tell Mod. Hello, Maz. Remastered only controller.
Yeah,
Rip.
yeah, that's correct, Saz.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to remake the race time lobby. So
Yeah.
that's gonna take a little bit of time. We apologize for this unfortunate technical issue. I think it's a Steam issue, actually. I
Yeah, something to do with the controller, apparently.
think other people are also having this issue. So
Should be starting again pretty soon.
yeah, after this race, we'll have IMA versus D9.
Yeah,
It should
this will be
also
pretty
be
fun to
an
watch.
interesting race.
Yeah, and me and Mario will also be commentating for that one as well.
Yeah, I think it is back up.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So, are we sure that everything's working? So Ginkata has control over his character creation, apparently.
Yeah, he's got that down at least.
Yeah, so Kata's readying up. Maz should do the same soon. And we can still see a bit of a difference already. We can already see, rather. Maz is starting as Pyromancer, and Kata is starting as Thief.
Yeah, and
So,
also a different starting gift as well.
yeah.
Kata with
So,
the fire bombs and Maz with the master key.
once again, I'm going to signal our runners that they're allowed to ready up so we can start the race. So feel free to ready up, and we should start as the countdown from 15 goes to 0. I think we're still having a little bit of a technical issue, so bear with us. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that both of the runners are gonna go for some variation of DT plus 5.
Yeah, Mars is getting DT +5, and so is Kata.
Yeah, since this is by far the best bet in a race environment. Really don't want to be relying on Black Knight drops.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Oh, I think we're starting? Yeah, it seems like it.
And
So,
take 2.
yeah. Second time's the charm, right? As they say. So hopefully no issues now. And the countdown hits 0. Cat is starting a little bit late.
Hmm.
Uh,
This is interesting.
again? I believe so. Still having controller issues.
I've never seen this kind of issue before.
Cat said whatever, just go. Well, I guess we are whatevering.
Alright.
Hopefully he gets to play the game. He has a cutscene and he gets to play the game.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I guess we should probably explain first the gift differences. So, Kata started with the fire bombs, mainly for Asylum here. Maz did not, because Kata started with Thief, which already starts with Master Key. He can just go with fire bombs. But if Maz was to start with fire bombs, he would need to do Blight Town Skip later, which I don't think he wants to do at the moment.
Yeah. So basically, Kata gets 2 burial gifts
Yeah,
for
pretty
free.
much.
What a bargain. And you'll see that Maz, for the exact reason, went past Asylum Demon, whereas Kata is gonna actually kill him here with the Black Fire Bombs. So that is already 1 boss down for Kata. Insane pace, despite the technical difficulty. So Maz is also going to be taking the Pyromancy Flame that will be used probably for some Wrong Warps later on.
Yeah, we should be seeing some wrong warp shenanigans later in the run, hopefully.
And Maz is implementing a couple interesting strats in this route. We're all gonna see later on. So you're seeing Kata do some menuing there. He equipped the broken sword hilt in his left hand. That's gonna be used to blocking. Because in this game, when you block while running, you perform a roll rather than a jump.
Yeah,
If you
and
try to
also
tap the row button.
yeah, and when you block out of animations, you save a few frames as well.
Yes, that too. So we're also seeing our runners do real-time friendly strats, which consist of not doing certain quit outs that we would normally in personal best attempts. And I think
Yeah.
Maz leveled up. You got a
Yeah,
couple levels there.
you got 10 decks, I think.
Yeah, that's for the Drake sword, I believe. So both of our runners are going up Undeadburg, which is, bread and butter for all bosses runs. Getting past the stairs, not a lot of interesting things happening.
Not sure if Mars goes to the merchant. I think he does.
Probably. I
Oh,
believe he
picking up
gets
a
a bonus.
soul.
Oh, he kills that guy to buy the shield. That's my strat. Nice. He's gonna have to pay me now. So for sure, Kata going to the Undead Merchant to buy very important things for the run. And so is Maz.
Yeah, we see
We're
Kata.
seeing-
He's gonna buy 3 arrows, rapier, bow, and the shield, and he's gonna perform a glitch called prompt swap. and it's PC exclusive. Basically, when you hover the mouse over the arrows in the merchant menu, if you press kind of A on the controller and left click on the mouse at the same time, you can bring up the prompt to buy an item, but switch over to the next set of items in the merchant menu, which allows you to buy items you can't afford, like the bottomless box.
Yeah, so we saw Kata do that. He was wondering what to buy, probably, because he's not extremely familiar with this route. And yeah, we're seeing both runners getting past the... Oh, Matt's doing some detour here,
Picking up the
getting
fire
the black
bombs.
fire bombs.
These are some 2015 tier strats here, folks.
Interesting. Meanwhile, Kata is going straight towards Demon. He picked up the Gold Pine Resin, which is a huge boost in damage early on in the game. And Maz is in the middle of 3 hollows. a little bit concerning. So we're seeing Kata apply the Gold Pine Resin to his Bandit Knife, and he's going to fight Taurus with it. Fight should be...
that was a very clean Taurus.
Yeah, and Maz dying to the... I didn't see if he died to the barrel of or the hollow.
I didn't see what happened either.
Yeah, that is a... That's pretty far into Berg to die like that. But that's okay. He bought everything he needed with the souls.
Yeah, and now Kata's going to shoot down the Hellkite Drake, and he's going to apply Gold Pine Resin again, and he's going to attempt to cut off the tail. We'll see if he can get it here.
Yeah, we saw interesting Drake interactions yesterday, so yeah. I think Kata's getting a somewhat normal one.
Yeah, so he does have to get the Drake Sword, which will be used for a boss coming up.
Yeah, depending on what Kata is doing, he would use it for the hardest boss in the route, which is breaking the wall to free Logan. That is literally impossible to do.
He will be doing that, I believe.
And we're seeing Maz do some parkour down to the blue Tearstone ring spot.
Yeah, I love that parkour.
And hopefully he gets past this hollow without much issue. No Barrow anymore. His current nemesis. And he makes it to Taurus.
Now Kata's going to be performing one of the bigger skips in the game called Sense Gate Skip. And basically the way it works is on a specific point in these stairs, there's a death cam you can trigger when you riposte an enemy. And when you're in a death cam in this game, it's normally the camera you get when you're falling, like when you're going to die from falling. And basically, the game in this state basically thinks you're dead. And when you're dead, it doesn't load new assets like gates. But because we're not dead and we can actually just run with this camera, we can actually just run into Sense Fortress and then quit out because the gate's not there.
Yeah, that is the camera Kata is right now. The controls on this camera are a bit wonky. They're tank controls, so we have to press forwards to move all the time, regardless of where we're going. And Kata did a fist riposte to get that death cam, and thankfully he did not get blocked by the Usain Bolt hollow.
Yeah, he didn't get the Usain Bolt hollow, luckily.
Yeah, and Maz now getting the Drake Sword as well. It seems like he's fine. Yes, he is. And Kata's going to quit out here inside Sense Fortress, as he's already bypassed the gate.
Yeah, I think Maz is gonna do early gargoyles.
Oh, and Kata dies to
no
Omega Serpent, man. That is gonna give Maz a little bit of time to catch up, but this pretty much puts our runners tail to tail. And thankfully, Kata got that bonfire. Otherwise, we would have to go all the way from Firelink to here again.
Yeah. It's a very long one back.
Oh, actually, Maz is not doing SGS.
Yeah,
he's going straight for gargoyles.
He's doing early gargoyles.
He's getting Dragon Tooth and his Drake Sword upgraded before Outer Londo.
Do you want to explain move swap then, Mario?
Yeah, move swap is the bread and butter glitch of every category in this game. What we do is queue up the bow on our left hand in a certain animation, And during that animation, we quickly switch the bow to a weapon that we want to transfer the moveset of the right hand weapon to. In this case, the right hand weapon is a thrusting weapon, the rapier. And that is because the rapier has a running attack that hits twice. And the bow doesn't have a running attack. So during the glitch, the game reads that information from the right hand weapon. And Maz having okay gargoyles. So we got another boss down for Maz.
Kata got past the snakes this time.
Yeah, Kato's past his boss now, the Snake Man. And making his way through Sense Fortress. Sense Fortress casually is a very, very difficult area. Many players have had issues with it. But every single one of these pendulums are in a cycle that we speedrunners know by heart now, after all these years.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a
Yeah,
very
that's pretty
weird
spooky.
setup. And he was almost opting not to quit out there. So, yeah, all those pendulums are very much nicely timed with our quit outs.
Yeah. And Kata's going to free Big Hat Logan here, and this is going to be for something we call Gothless, which we'll see a bit later.
Yeah, best hat Logan. And we're seeing Maz doing something completely different, which he is buying stuff from Petrus. And what he did was buy a talisman to cast miracles, and he bought Homeward. That's going to be for performing Homeward rung warps later on in the run, which I don't think we're going to see many of in this tournament. So it's definitely interesting.
I think Mars might be one of the only people who's going to do it.
He's currently kicking Lautrec off of a fire link that not only kills him but also allows him to not kill the firekeeper. So we have the Firelink bonfire available to us at all times. And he also grabs the Ring of Favor and Protection, which is a pretty good ring.
Yeah.
Doesn't see that much use anymore due to equip slot manipulation. So Kata doing the move swap.
Yeah, Mars might be doing early Quailarg, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe he's going for max upgraded.
Oh yeah, he's getting early DT plus 5.
Drake sword.
Yeah. And for the fight coming up, the Iron Golem, this main strat is when you deal 400 damage below his knees, he staggers, and then once you deal 200 further damage, he falls over. So you want to kind of position him in a way during the fight so that he'll just fall off the bridge, so you don't need to fight him all the way down to 0 HP.
And I think Maz is doing a arrow plunge here. Very, very interesting strats.
Yeah, he did the swag one.
Very cool. So you saw, I guess we might as well explain arrows since we
probably should.
We've seen it so early now, as opposed to last race. In this game, there is a very specific equip load that puts you at a certain weight that allows you to chain rolls midair. It's I think it's a floating point error. It's some programmer language that I'm not familiar with, but that just goes to show how creative we as a community can get in finding stuff like this. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, there's basically like a point in your equip load where when you bet like at the lowest you can be in still mid roll, but at that point the game doesn't actually stop you from being able to chain rolls like it should.
Yes, and Kata is already in Arnolondo. He's going to be duping
killed Golem,
or trying to dupe the Golem Soul. Getting some starter rolls, everyone's favorite. And Maz approaching Quelag, which we're seeing very early in this race as opposed to seeing her late.
Yeah. And you also saw he picked up a dragon scale before coming here, and that's because he wants to dupe it after this fight, which will be with a
Yeah.
glitch called Framp Dupes, which we'll see soon.
And also, Maz is a down move swapper. So he's definitely on a list somewhere now. Now, I don't want to get political, but down
The
move
infamous
swappers
list.
are, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not having the nicest Quelag in the world here, but he's also taking his distance from her, which is not that good of a strat. Just because of how many projectile lava spits she can do and like jumping at you. But he's managing. She is at half health now.
Oh, that wasn't very. Oh
Something.
no.
Uh-oh.
That was really unfortunate.
Yeah. So Maz dies to Quelag. There is a safe spot in front of the spider's face, but he got caught in a weird angle there and unfortunately died. Something interesting to note is that Maz had the Pyromancer set equipped before going through the swamp, and the Pyromancer set has a lot of poison resistance. So Maz didn't even get poisoned for the Quelag fight, which is something that we always see. This will likely naked.
And we saw Kata get the Dark Moon Tomb Bonfire. He leveled 15 dex and 27 strength. 27 strength because that's the minimum to two-hand the Dragon Tooth. And we'll see, he's going to try this quid out here. I think he got it. And basically what it does is if you actually like jump onto the next kind of like ledge or whatever you want to call it before the elevator gets there, you can store your position there and the elevator will stay at the bottom before it's finished. It's nice.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And he also picked up
Saves.
a ring that was also in Dark
Yeah.
Moon Tomb.
Yeah. Ring
That
of
is
the
gonna
Sun's
be used.
Firstborn.
It's gonna be used for a glitch later on called Equip Slot Manipulation. And Maz doing the arrows once again. Always looks cool. He has a little low on health. Yeah, good idea to heal there. And Kata now in the one of the most infamous areas in the game, the Silver Knight Archers, just before Inner Anolondo. He has a Drake Sword equipped in case the... Oh, exactly, in this case, if he gets the archer shooting his arrows non-stop, he can use the Drake Sword weapon art. I guess we could call it that, to knock him out.
Yeah. He's
Now
gonna
Kata, yeah.
he's gonna take this bonfire for safety, and he's gonna go grab what's gonna be the main weapon for the run, the Dragon Tooth.
Yeah, in this round, Kata is going to be getting this Dragon Tooth to +5. And so will Maz.
Yeah.
We're going to
And
be doing a bunch of duping.
yeah, in combination with move swap on RTSR, Dragon Tooth +5 is really powerful.
Now Kata's approaching Ornstein's Mo, doing this little jump here.
Yeah.
Saves us a bunch of
And
time
we
while we're
will
going around.
we'll get to see the great strength of move swap here. You can basically just take any heavy weapon you want and deal a lot of damage with it very quickly.
Kata healing up. Healing up here is a really nice thing to do, especially in a race environment, because that allows you to tank 2 hits in this fight. And even a full health non-counter hit butt slam from Smell in second phase. So it's really nice.
That was a very clean Ornstein.
Yeah, that was smart from Kata as well.
And
He
unfortunately, Mars died again just before killing Quelaag.
Oh yeah, that is a rough death. That goes to show the difference in damage when we see Kata go for Quelag, because the Dragon Tooth deals a lot more damage than the Drake Sword. So Kata is going to be having a way easier time with Quelag. And yeah, that's Ornstein's mount. That was a pretty clean fight from Kata. He overlapped 2 staggers in that first phase of the fight when you kill Ornstein. But I actually played in his favor because Ornstein jumped back and Smo was doing a shovel anyway.
Yeah. And we saw Kata kills Guinevere. The main reason for that is just to make Anolondo dark, so you can go kill Gwendolyn without having to get the ring from Catacombs. And
Indeed.
he did what we call a confirmation box dupe with the Homeward Bone. Basically, when you queue up the confirmation box and then go into your inventory at the same time, you can use an item. And when the confirmation box for that item reappears and you confirm to use it, it will actually use the item, but it won't. It will actually take away the item you selected in your inventory, though. So, dupes it.
Yeah, Maz heard that we thought the plunge was cool, and he's just showcasing it, all for content. So now we're gonna see the difference between the Gargoyles Drake Sword fight and the Gargoyles Dragon Tooth fight, and you'll see that it's quite clear why Kata left these 2 bosses to do after Ornstein Smo.
Clean Hollow Room. And now he's going to do the ladder move swap, hopefully. Oh, he missed the first one. Alright, there we go. Yeah. And the Dragon Tooth deals a lot of poise damage, so you just stagger the gargoyles in one hit.
Yep. He gets a good opening, and I mean, I think it speaks for itself what just happened. It is crazy amounts of damage, and he actually got hit by the Fire Breath. It's a little too late on that running attack. But the Gargoyle was staggered, posed no threat for Kata. And man, Quelag is making a lava prison for Maz right now. This is not looking fun.
Yeah. This is why long
And
Quelaag fights are really not ideal.
yeah, they're really, really rough.
Oh no, he got stuck. It's okay though.
Uh-oh, yeah. And we see Kata ringing the bell and using a dark sign. The use of the dark sign is to preserve bones for later on. Kata also kicking Lautrec out of his backyard. Okay, Maz is taking it really safe now. He's healing whenever possible. And hopefully Quelag will go down this attempt, and she
Nice.
does go down. Alright, cool. Give it up for Maz, everybody. Give him some strength after those 2 rough deaths.
And Kata's talking to this guy called Ricotier by Catalystz. And he's going to be performing what we call the Blighttown plunges. And basically in this game, when you plunge on kind of like a slope surface, when you can still roll. And when you roll, you get iframes, so you can just iframe full damage, so you don't die.
Yeah,
So we'll see if you can
he's
pull it
going to
off.
be it's going to be different compared to what Maz did. Maz did a plunge into air rolls. Kato's going to just land on the plank and roll off of that plank. So he looks
And
fine.
first plunge down.
Okay. I have more problem
Alright.
with that plunge than the second
Alright.
one.
And Andy got the second plunge, nice.
Yeah. And now we're seeing Maz using the bottomless box for the first time. He's putting stuff into it. Because now he's going to do a bunch of duping. He's going to be duping the arrows. He's going to be duping the souls. He's going to be duping the dragon scales. All of that to get to a very high level due to this glitch called quantity storage.
Yeah.
So
So he places items in the bottomless box, as Mario mentioned, and he duped the arrows first, using a glitch called quantity storage, which is when you. So he has a quantity stored automatically from a loading screen, which is 99, and he queues up the use of the homeward bone, and he dupes the. I'm awful at explaining quantity storage, actually. I'll let you take this one, Mario.
yeah, it's a complicated glitch. I've just mentioned that Kata not only doing Quelag with Dragon Tooth, but he also got the best RNG right after bat for that fight. So we saw Quelag go down in 10 seconds. Well, quantity storage, like Ali said, you store a quantity by viewing the prompt, either a prompt of using some item or dropping it. In this case, we were going to feed the arrows for Frampt. So we stored that value of 999. And what happens is that, if I'm not mistaken, all of the prompts like that in the game share the same value. And that value is stored to be 999. And as we cancel the queuing up of a bone or other usable item with a confirmation box, we can overlap both of those menus, the menu of feeding something to Frampt and the menu of using that certain item we queued up. And we can sell 999 souls or souls of bosses or whatever really we want to Frampt. And that results in a lot of souls. So Kata having problems desyncing the arrow prompt. He needs to put it on no, otherwise he's going to sell the arrows, and that's not what we want. And yeah, we just saw Maz get a bunch of souls, get a bunch of dragon scales. Now he's upgrading his Drake Sword to +5. We're going to see Kata get a bunch of souls. He is not going to dupe the scales now. He's going to use a different method of duping later on. That is also really interesting and more complicated than what I just explained. And he's also going to do the same kind of glitch and scam Logan. He's going to be buying 4 sets of soul spears rather than the one that we are allowed to buy from Logan.
Yeah.
He also
And he's
bought the
gonna.
homing soul masses because they help a little in certain fights.
Yeah. And he's gonna level 33 Vit, 16 attunement. Oh, he's getting more attunement. Oh no, he's 16 attunement,
Yeah.
52 endurance, 53 strength, 45 dex, and 99 int. The endurance is for air rolls later. The 53 strength is for two-shot Artorias, and dex is for faster casting animations.
Yep. So now we see Kata attuning his spells, and now he's going to make his way to Stray Demon, which is a much better fight with the current sorcery setup that Kata has, compared to if he were to do this fight with Dragon Tooth. This fight with Dragon Tooth is terrible.
Yeah, it's not very good.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Kata doing a little bit of a scary jump there. He even pulled up the prompts to quit out almost. So, all right. I am not sure if Kata moved his Drake sword or not.
He dropped it.
He dropped it. That's
Yeah.
bad. He's going to have the pike on top of the bow on Hydra. I'm not sure if he knows that. So
He doesn't, I don't think.
we're going to see some Pike move swap by accident. Don't tell him Pepe laughed. Look at those guys. I'm not telling anyone anything. So we're seeing Maz as well. Maz did not do Sense Gate skip for that. He had already rang both bells because he needed both of the bells rang for Frampton in the first place. So he just went through Sense Fortress normally. Kata not using insane blocking strats for that AoE. But he gets a pretty clean Stray Demon otherwise. And
Yeah.
if you were to fight that guy with move swap, you would have to do like 10 running attacks. All of them have to all of those hits have to connect to Stray Demon. And that guy is harder to hit than you would imagine for a big guy. Also, Maz getting Iron Golem down and making his way to Ornstein to Anorlando finally.
Yeah. And Kata picked up the Peculiar Doll, which is needed to enter Painted World. In older routes, you didn't go to Painted World this early, but nowadays, because of a glitch called Equip Slot Manipulation, you need to get an item called the Red Sign Soapstone. So you need to do Stray and Priscilla quite early.
Yeah, we're going to be doing Equip Slot Manipulation to get the effect of RTSR, Red Tearstone Ring, which basically makes our damage skyrocket without having to physically go pick up RTSR, because that is slow. It turns out. Oh, and Maz riding the elevator again to do that jump. I'm not sure if he doesn't know that you can jump over it a little from the left. But, I mean, same effect. Loses a little bit of time, but he is on the beams now. And doesn't heal because there is a bit of a difference between the level Maz is doing this area and the level Kata had to do it at. Oh,
Ooh, he ran off.
this is the rafter. This is going to be interesting.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, he has so much
He's fine.
stamina that he can just tank that like a champion. I would heal here though, but that's me.
Yeah. He doesn't need to heal.
We're seeing Kata have pretty passive bloated head follows there. Well, Mass falls off. That was a pretty considerable RTA time loss.
And Kata's going to be trying to perform a variation of the plunge we saw earlier of the Dragon Tooth.
Yeah. So every unintentional quit out. Oh, and he almost gets trolled by a hollow there. That guy was on a mission, but he missed a bit. So yeah, we've seen the plunge displayed. At least that's cool. No deaths as well.
This is really concerning health.
Yeah, Maz is just wants to play with our hearts now. But he should be fine. He's on his way to getting the Dark Moon Tomb bonfire, just like Kata did.
And you'll notice that Kata is going to shoot Priscilla with the bow here, and that's because once she aggroes, she basically goes invisible until you deal some damage to her. But if you just shoot an arrow, then you can just see where she is until it disappears.
Yep. And if she spawns at a certain spot, your lock-on stays on her, so it's basically a free way to know how she is, where she is. You wouldn't even really need the arrow, but as you saw, Kata didn't get that, so Priscilla spawned pretty much perpendicular to his character, right to his side. So the lock-on breaks, and that's when the arrow comes in clutch. So Maz doing the same quit out that Kata did for the elevator. I am not sure if that was in time. Let's see if he turns around to look at it. And it was in time. Okay, cool. That's a nice RTA time save, even though he lost, quote unquote, 10 seconds to the quit out. Now Kata setting up another prompt swap to buy both 999 pikes and the crest of Artorias.
Yeah. He
So
bought 999 pikes in one. And what that does is basically in this game, there is actually an inventory weight limit in this game, but the developer said it's so high, you'd basically never be able to reach it. But if you quantity storage 999 pikes into one, you actually do reach that limit and get to a state which we call cramped, which allows you to do ESM, which I'm awful at explaining.
yeah, I don't know the intricacies of ESM either. I just know the effects and how to do it. But
Yeah,
basically, it
same.
allows us to equip items that don't belong to a certain category, such as a usable PvP item. We are allowed to, with ESM, of course, we're allowed to equip that in a ring slot. And it turns out that the red sign soapstone that Kata picked up in Painted World shares the same ID, red tearstone ring. You know, all red, so we just put the same ID on them. No big deal. And we
Yeah,
saw that Kata got a glitched menu when he tried on equipping the ring. That is the only purpose of the Sun's Firstborn, I think is the name of the ring. I've
yeah,
picked up
it
that so
is.
many times I don't even know the name. and that could have been any ring, but that's the most convenient ring that we can get. It can't be the Ring of Favor and Protection, if you're wondering, because we don't get an equip prompt from the other rings, whereas with the Ring of Favor, we get oh, this ring is gonna break. Are you sure you want to do this, amigo? We get that prompt instead.
And the RTSR, which he got from that glitch, is arguably the most broken item in this game. What it does is when you're below 20% HP, it gives you like a 50% damage boost, which is very powerful.
Yep. We're seeing Kata kill the Hydra with Soul Spears, which is a much faster and comfier fight than the. I think. Did he realize it's on top of the bow or not? I don't think he did.
Yeah, well, okay, you realized.
Oh, he did. Okay. I see. And he's putting it in a specific position to make it so for menuing later on to be a little more comfy. And we're seeing Maz right now fighting Ornstein's Mo. I'm pretty sure he upgraded his Dragon Tooth to +5,
Yeah,
and he gets
it
a pretty
should
unfortunate
should should,
opening.
should be +5.
Yeah.
So it should just be two
Meanwhile,
running attacks on Ornstein here.
Kata is freeing Dusk.
Well, that was a really weird Ornstein.
Yeah. And the main reason for us to be freeing Dusk is to get her crown, which looks ridiculous, but it has also a ridiculous bonus effect to our sorcery. I believe it's a 20%
It's
buff to the damage.
yeah, it's 20%.
And
Yeah.
that, in fact, does save time over not having it, despite having to do this insanely long detour to summon her. But also, we're gonna use her to set up the negative quantity dupe for Kata's dragon scales.
Yeah. So he's going to store up a quantity of 999 arrows, and he's going to use that to purchase the. He's going to set up a negative quantity with the Catalysts by buying it and then trying to buy it again, and that will set up a negative quantity of 997. And he's going to open what we call a double menu here with the brightness option in the menu, and then he's going to actually drop dragon scales. And when you're in a double menu, it actually lets you drop the negative quantity you have stored, which dupes the item.
Yeah. Dropping a negative quantity adds that quantity to your inventory. And we saw that Kata performed that really quickly because he does that in remaster a lot for his all achievements run.
The remastered muscle memory coming through clutch.
Yeah, that's all this that all that remaster grind was solely for the tournament. Copium. So Maz had a pretty um wasn't the fastest Ornstein's Mo fight, but pretty safe. He has a bunch of health. He doesn't have red tearstone ring, so he's not a lower than 20% health. So he could tank a couple hits. So he places the Water Vessel,
Yeah.
and I believe
And
now
we
he's
do,
going to Stray.
yeah. And we don't see Kata duping on Butterfly because he's not part of the Dragon Tooth Sith community.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So yeah, some runners like to do Dragon Tooth on Sith, and if you want to do that, you have to dupe a soul 3 times on Butterfly, or you can do Magic Sith, which is what Kata's about to do.
Yeah, and the routing becomes a little different because you do Seath before Sith instead of the other way around, because that way you save resting at the Darkroot bonfire one time, which is just more convenient for us. And Kata also sets up our TSR with the what we call the consistent knight, which is also kind of consistent nowadays because we have insane tools that lets us see the AI of the NPCs. So as you aggro that enemy while blocking and keep blocking, she is more likely to give you a favorable attack for a nice RTSR set. And Kata got a nice RTSR setup because he doesn't even have to unequip Dust Crown, even though he did it anyway because he's a rebel. And is ruining my commentary. But anyway, we're going to see a much better fight from Maz because he has a much better DT stray fight. Because now he has a fully upgraded weapon rather than a +0. And Kata gets a pretty decent Sif. One of the nice things about Magic Sif is that you can snipe him from afar, whereas with the Dragon Tooth you have to be on his nose, basically. And now Kata is upgrading his Dragon Tooth to max, so now both of our runners have their main melee weapons fully upgraded. And Kata set up a bit of armor there for air rules later on, and is making his way to Arlanda. Meanwhile, Maz killed Stray Demon with little trouble, killed the Black Knight too, I believe, and now picked up the Peculiar Doll to fight Priscilla later on.
Yeah, and Mars is going to do early Gwendolyn, because he already has DT +5. So yeah, with the main strat of Gwendolyn is you want him to do arrows because it requires 2 running attacks, so you want to be able to stagger him, but you can only stagger him after if you run to him after he's done arrows. But he likes to spam magic, so a lot of the time. So
You don't really need to unequip DCR on the way to Dukes. You can do all the drops. You can do you can do Duke skip, get the ladder, and then set up the drops to not even have to unequip DCR for RTSR on Seath. So preference, I suppose. Kata's gonna be using Hidden Body here for this part. He's going to have to kill the Golem that now has the pendant that we need to access the DLC. And the DLC has bosses, therefore they have to die.
yeah, so even in routes where you don't do Gothless, you still have to free Dusk, because once you free Dusk, the Golem there will drop the Broken Pendant, which will then let you enter the DLC.
Yeah.
And now
And I suppose Maz
Kata's
likes this skirt that he's using. I like it too.
and Kata's going to perform probably the biggest time save in the run, which is Duke Skip. Normally, you have to go into Seif's Arena. You can't kill him because, he's got the crystal which heals him. So you die, then go to the prison and have to run around and all that. But turns out you can just land on this elevator railing and then land onto this floor, and then you skip all of that, which saves about 6 minutes. But
Yeah, Kata misses it there,
yeah,
so he's about to lose about
yeah, one Duke skip's worth of
30
time.
30 seconds. Well, RTA, it's not one Duke skip worth. It's much more.
That's true.
And yeah,
So
since this is a no-hit run, we don't want to die to Seath on our first
yeah,
encounter. And we're also going to see a different Priscilla fight from Maz, since he's fully melee geared now. Opting to kill one of the crows. Not a big deal there. I I'm not sure if you wanted to do the plunge there or not, but that plunge would be bad because he is move swapped. So he wouldn't get the Great Hammer plunge animation. He would get the Rapier, which is
Is it
very
is
bad.
it is it doable with rapier plunge?
It is, but it sucks. It's bad. So yeah, we're seeing Maz opting to kill the archers here. He has a bunch of health, so I don't think that is really necessary, but in a race
And
environment, you're a little more careful and can't really blame anyone for doing so.
looks like we will not be seeing slub quit out from Kata here. He might do manly drop, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't set up RTSR with if he were to do slope quit out.
Yeah, no.
And no melee drop, just the regular
Feels bad,
drop.
man.
Yeah, so that allows Kata to have RTSR with the DCR on because I believe it did Duke skip with it, which is nice. Less menuing that you're gonna have to do like while running for the next section because you want DCR to set up RTSR for Guardian. And now we're going to see Maz do some Pike duping as well, some Pike quantity storage. He's going to perform the exact same that Kata did. Going to buy a bunch of Pikes. And he is on the... Okay, he managed to... I should desync his inventory. I don't... Oh, he's doing an attack to set up the equip slot manipulation. I was thinking that he had the alt tab
Yeah.
glitch. Okay, everything is fine. Because I'm so used to seeing people set that up with a rapier running attack.
Yeah, now Kata's making his way to the first DLC boss, Sanctuary Guardian.
Yep. Again, we're gonna see Kata set up our TSR with gravity, which is by far the most reliable way to set up damage in this game. Really
Yeah.
don't you wanna be relying as little as possible on enemy RNG to set that up. Sometimes it's inevitable, but thankfully not here. And Kata doesn't have the effect of RTSR right
Ooh.
now, but ooh, that was a pretty slow plunge. So Kata rolled a little bit too early there.
Is that his first death?
I believe so. Yes. No. He died to the Serpent Man
Oh yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
after
He
doing
did.
Sensegate skip. So yeah, this is Kata's second death, but not that big of a death, really. He just has to do this running segment again and to set up RTSR. But as I was saying before Kata died, he didn't have RTSR at that point, but that's because he had the Dusk Crown Ring on. The Dusk Crown Ring halves your HP. And the amount of HP he had didn't put him under 20% HP relative to half of his full HP. So now we're going to see Maz doing the Hydra with Giant Tooth +5 and Red Tearstone Ring, which should be pretty comfortable. He doesn't even need to use bombs.
Oh
Oh,
no.
but he dies!
Yeah, that was really scuffed positioning.
Yeah, despite blocking, he's still got a little... I don't know if dead angle should be the term used, but... Yeah, really unfortunate death there. I do believe he was mispositioned. A little too far left. And now Kata picking up Dusk's set. We are not going to see more skirts. That's Maz's department. But we're going to see crowns. Kata's going to be using the Crown of Dusk to do a bunch of magic damage. And a bunch of magic damage allows us to do a lot of cool stuff in this game. And mainly for this route is going to be not using Goth, the NPC, to shoot down Calamity. We take matters into our own hands and never talk to him.
Yeah. And Kata's also going to be equipped some armor to set up meme rolls in a second to do Royalwood skip. You notice that he picked up the Elite Knight set before Butterfly, and that's because he needs the gloves to go with the setup.
Yeah, he's picking that bonfire that is for a lot of safety, because the next couple of segments should be the next boss should be relatively fine, but still understandable. It's the first race environment that these people have been put in a long time, so you know. So yeah, like Ali said, and how we explained after Maz did it, and also I think Maz died to the RTSR setup. I wasn't really looking. I think he died to the RTSR setup before Hydra again. So yeah, Kata equipping a bunch of stuff that puts him at that specific weight load to perform air rolls. Oh, interesting. Katabot 69 blossoms. I can't possibly know why that it would be the case. And also bought some bombs, because you can never have enough bombs for a Bat of Chaos. And Maz getting Hydra down, so now he's going to be freeing Dusk just like Kata did. Kata move swapping too fast because he has a bunch of stuff equipped. And he's going to be fighting Artorias. Which in a... Oh wow, he strafed the Blippies, but he didn't get the stagger. That would have been really swag. Yeah, nice, some nice strafes from Kata. Showing that he's still got it with move swap in PTDE. Very nicely done.
Yeah, and now Kata's gonna warp to Darkmoon Tomb to do Gwendolyn. We saw Maz do him early, but that's because he already had DT plus 5.
Oh, and Maz is going to do...
Oh yes, this is what I was waiting to see.
He's going to do melee butterfly. So you might be thinking, how in God's green earth is this man gonna kill Butterfly with his Dragon Tooth in a fast manner? Well, our friend Endrov T is on vacation. And when that guy is on vacation, some stuff happens in this game. He's a magician. So he found a way of killing Butterfly with melee, move swapped Pike, Dragon Tooth. So hopefully we'll see Maz get the kill here, because it is really, really interesting, pretty crazy. And he
got
gets it. It is ridiculous that this is possible, but this is Dark Souls for you. We do a bunch of ridiculous things. And that's the beauty of speedrunning this game. So now, we're also seeing Kata approach the Calamite trigger, which is also going to be Calamist's death. Because as I mentioned, we do not talk to Goth to take Calamite down.
Yeah,
take matters into our own hands.
So it's been known for about 2 years now that you can kill Calamite quickly without going to Goth, but before it required you to either get the Great Magic Shield spell in Duke's Archives, or to get Havel Shield and get 50 strength and use the Magic Shield spell. But Androv, the guy Mario mentioned, managed to find a setup that doesn't require Magic Shield at all. So Kata's going to do very specific pathing when he lands in the arena, and that's going to allow him to cast a bunch of soul spears at Calamite without taking any damage if he does it correctly.
Yeah, and this is the star strat of this route that Kata is doing. It's basically the entire reason why we go out of our way to free Logan, to get the amount of levels we do, and to do a bunch of other stuff beforehand. And as you can see, Kata is able to lock onto Calamite and cast a bunch of Soul Spears on him. And now he's going to be using the Black Separation Crystal to do this shrug animation. This is not Kata BMing. He is timing the cycle for Calamite. A normal regular cycle is about 8 shrugs in our metric. Oh, and Kata hesitates.
Yeah, I think he got a bit of a slower cycle.
Yeah,
I don't think
a little bit
might have
slow,
not
but
seen
he's
before.
still perfectly fine. He got Calamite down. Calamite's about to die in the distance. Kata's setting up some stuff for arrows right about now. And Calamite is dead. You're gonna see that Kata's gonna have 60,000 souls on his wallet, and he's going to get the ring, indicating that Calamite is indeed deceased.
Yeah, and that's the main pretty much the reason we got Soul Spear and Dust Crown.
Yeah. And the vertical layout of the DLC allows us to make great use of those arrows that we're seeing. So that saves a lot of time compared to running around in the DLC. And if you're wondering, the Calamite strat that Kata just did, it saves around a minute. Plus the time save a little bit later in the run due to fights being shorter, or we save a cast with Dust Crown.
Yeah,
The major
one is One King, which we'll see a bit later.
Yeah, I believe Maz had issues with Sif. He died to it. Now he opted not to go for RTSR. And you can still see how powerful a Dragon Tooth +5 is, even though he doesn't have RTSR. I think it's a 3 running attack fight, even without it. Okay, he gets an accidental R1, but now Sif is limping and should die. Get another hit, and Maz is free from Sif.
And we saw that Kata picked up the Dark Beat spell, which is really powerful. It basically fires out a bunch of beats. But if you stand really close to an enemy, you can always ensure that all of them, or most of them, will hit, and it deals a lot of damage.
Oh, and Kata doing the gap move swap.
Yeah, the fancy move
Very
swap.
stylish. And Kata is famously really good at Manus, so let's see if we've got a show here.
Yeah. They also performed the Fog Gate skip.
Using the Blossom at the start of the fight, and then getting a good Manus opening. Let's see what Manus gives him. Not the best attack in the world. Yeah, a little bit of a bad pattern there. So he gets the rain after that attack. That's very common after that attack. Really slow. But I should be able to kill him here. Oh, opts to be a little safe and not go for the finishing blow. But he was a hit away from dying, and Kata's done with the DLC.
Yeah, and now we will be transitioning to sorcery for the rest of the run.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some cleanup on the rest of the game with Magique. Meanwhile, Maz is making his way to fighting Seath. So he's going to be doing all that good stuff.
And
also killing golems.
Yeah, and Kata's at Mario's favorite part of the run, which is the Fire Sage elevator clip.
Yeah, that is my current nemesis.
Yeah, basically what happens is whenever you quit out in this game, when you load back in, your character backs away a little bit, and turns out the Fire Sage elevator loads in a bit later than your character does. So if you position yourself correctly and quit out a couple of times, you can just fall through and plunge on top of Fire Sage's head.
Yeah, it's a really flashy glitch.
Kata even doing some spins for us.
He likes his spins. Both here and at Gwyn. Yeah. As you can see, Fire Sage's AI is not even loaded because AI in this game triggers as you go past the fog gate. Or not past the fog gate, but as you enter the fight, so near the fog gate.
Yeah,
If
it's by the fog gate.
Yeah, if Kata walked all the way up to the fog gate, the fight would trigger. And that's why we think Fire Sage is the best boss in this game, because it just doesn't do anything and lets us do a pretty cool skip. And as you can see, Cat is setting up our TSR, Dark Bead, Dusk Crown, and he's about to do cleanup, really. Killing Centipede Demon with 2 Dark Beads, that's one of the small time saves that we would get over not having Dusk Crown. You can still get a 2-hit fight, 2 Dark Bead fight, but it's pretty precise. Not extremely reliable, so Dusk Crown
it's pretty
coming
tight
through.
about Dusk Crown.
Meanwhile, we're seeing Maz in the Crystal Caves. Also going to be setting up our TSR for the upcoming boss. Doing what we call the manly drop. Getting it, very nice. Dying here is bad. Dying in Crystal Caves / Duke's Archives is bad. So yeah, Kata going through the lava and Izalith. Everyone's favorite part of the game. Making his way to Bat of Chaos, which is gonna be killing, hopefully, killing with a very nice strat that we speedrunners use because we don't know how to fight that boss legitimately. That's what the who would do that? But we kill him. We'll kill Bat of Chaos with using 2 bombs, 2 very nicely placed bomb throws that kill both of the branches that are necessary for us to trigger further phases in the fight. Oh, Mazga getting company with a couple clams, 1 clam for now. Maybe he has more, but they're hiding. But it seems like it's fine. Making his way out of Seath. And we good. Gotta getting past the Pyromancer. And making his way to Bed of Chaos. So, if you don't know, Kata is famously known for missing this strat. And most of the time in record attempts. Or in record pace. So, obviously he wants to do it as fast as possible. He tends to YOLO it a little bit, but I don't believe he would do this here. Or maybe he would. I don't know. Maybe muscle memory will speak.
That's pretty weird
very
positioning.
loud there. No, that looks perfectly fine. Okay, that might have been a little too low.
Yeah,
But it seems fine.
It was
Yeah,
fine.
no. Pretty nice. And he even used even equipped the Dust Crown preemptively. Very nice. Didn't get Firestorm. We chillin'.
Yeah. And Kata gonna go deceased just now. He's gonna set up RTSR with this little slope here.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Maz is going to enter the DLC. And he's going to be doing DLC fully with his Dragon Tooth. Trusty DT +5.
Yeah.
And you might also be wondering, but Mario, Kata did Calamite with sorcery, right? So he didn't have to trigger Goth. Is Maz gonna lose time going to Goth? And the answer is no. This man is gonna be sniping Calamite mid-air with his Dragon Tooth. Hopefully he gets a very nice fight with it, but yes, you can kill Calamite during that state. even with the Dragon Tooth. In fact, you can hit him with your fist. You don't even need a long weapon such as the Dragon Tooth. And again, all of that is thanks to Endrov.
Yeah. Maz is one of the few people crazy enough to do it in the tourney.
Yeah, Maz is going to be throwing his Dragon Tooth on Calamite and getting it back. And we saw Kata kill Ceaseless Discharge, which is a 2 Dark Beat fight from afar. No, really, no threat at all. Resting a Firelink because this is the hub we're gonna be going back to for the last bosses of the run. Kata has Nito, Four Kings, Capra, Demon, and Gaping Dragon left before Gwyn. So he sits there just to not have to do any extra warps. Maz setting up his arrow setup with his own items.
Yeah. And Kada will also be doing some air rolls soon in the catacombs.
Yeah. Let's see if he goes for the no quit out lever. Yeah, it didn't seem like it.
He did. Yeah, so not quitting out there is a bit faster RTA, but sometimes you can get blocked at the door by the skeletons.
Yeah, you can use his hidden body earlier. The only thing is that you won't have hidden body for the bone wheels, which is not that big of a deal. You have like 2 billion health, but you know it's still cozier to do it like this. So yeah, as Ali mentioned, Kata doing the catacomb arrows.
Yeah. There is actually another plunge you can do, which is done in a wrong warp, a bit further to the left, where Kada did the air rolls, but doing air rolls is about 3 seconds faster and a lot safer to do.
Yeah, and Maz having an interesting Artorias fight. Kata doing his twirls as well. Graceful twirls like a ballerina. And Maz getting Artorias to jump everywhere.
Ooh.
Getting an R1.
This is very
Raiding
spooky.
with Artorias. Not down to RTSR just yet. And he's
Oh
oh
no.
man, he is attacking so early, so he's never getting staggers.
Oh, and Kada went for the fog gate skip in Tomb of Giants, and he got it.
Look at
And
this guy. That's a nice one to get.
couldn't get the jump though, so
Oh,
he's got to do
but
hole in one now.
doesn't get the other jump, which is arguably much
He
easier.
didn't even get hole in one.
No hole in one, so Kata basically losing
Yeah.
this race.
Yeah. Now all Mars needs to do is get bench skip, and then he's pretty much already won.
Reap absolutely everything. But all jokes aside, Kata doing pretty decent pace for this run. With 2 deaths, he should be done in about 8 minutes, maybe.
Something like that.
I'm expecting a 1:15 with no further major time losses. So yeah, the Nito fight in this route is pretty comfy. You just sow spear from the back of the arena, just chilling. So yeah, let's see
Excellent.
Maz do Artorias once again. Hopefully he'll attack a little bit later each time now. And yeah, as I said, the Kata's fight was pretty comfortable.
Yeah. Not getting a scream. If you get a scream, you can actually two-hand your Catalystz and block, and then the sword that comes through the ground just goes through your character model, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Maz getting a frog walk Artorias, a little bit of a late road there, but it works, and he gets Artorias down, thankfully. GG Maz, one less boss to the count. Kinda
And
setting up RTSR. That's a pretty scary RTSR setup there. I'm not sure if he should go for the... Yeah, not going for the...
you went for the peach drop. So Kata's going to be performing what we call a slope quit out here to do seal skip. Basically, similar to fall control, when you land on a slope in this game, the fall damage you take is delayed for a bit. So similarly, if you fall on land on a slope where you'd normally die, your death is delayed by a little bit. And if you quit out during that time, you end up spawning in back in where the slope is. So if you do that here, then you can end up going out of bounds, which skips having to drain the water and all that before 4 kings.
Yeah, that was very nice.
That should be good. And also, we're going to be seeing the main event on Maz's side here.
Yeah. Melee Gothless, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully Maz gets it. He's killing these dogs just for safety because they can... Well, exactly, they can do that to you, hit you, because their mouths teleport. And on Kata's side, he's actually going for 1 king. So we're not going to be seeing 4, 3, or 2.
Yeah, that's another time save from Dust Crown.
Yeah, after Gothless, this is the biggest time save, in fact.
Yeah,
So, okay.
Yeah.
Seeing Maz on his way to Calamite. Oh, Kata missing the opening bead, so he has to... And he missed a couple other beads as well. Not close enough. This is not going to be 2 king.
The reason why this works is because you can do damage to 4 kings even after they've died for a bit, and because we have 45 decks, you cast really quickly, so you can do just enough damage to get 1 king quick enough.
And each king has their own individual health bar, but they also have a shared health pool. Oh, Ma's getting the rare cycle on Calamite, and I don't think he hit there. I'm also not sure if he hit on the first, the opener. But that is the gist of it. He is also timing the cycle with shrugs, just like Kata did. But he is hitting Calamite's tail because he has a ridiculously long tail hitbox that is not it's not apparent from the model, and he's also using the health bar that appears in the distance to set that up, and he gets a double hit. Very nice. I am not sure if this is the next cycle would be enough with a double hit or not, but yeah. This is a very precise strat, so, and Maz has been practicing it for a couple weeks now. It's how old this strat is. And getting the next cycle now, so we're gonna see if he gets a double hit. He stands in a specific spot, backsteps, and hits. Oh, and he gets another double hit. Very nicely done. I believe it's not enough because he's going back to the shrug setup spot. So probably next cycle, if he gets everything going. Meanwhile, Kata in the depths on his way to Gaping Dragon. He had an interesting Capra fight, actually. He missed a couple beads and had to block an attack from Capra to cast the finishing blow. And after this, Kata is only gonna have to have Gwyn left. Oh, and Maz... Oh, I think that was intentional. Okay, so Maz was 1 hit away. Maz was 1 hit away from killing Calamite. And yeah, that is Gothless Calamite, ladies and gentlemen, done for the first time ever in a race environment. So you get some claps from Maz there. That is very, very, very nice of him to do. Gracing us with this. Why did he quit out? Did he not have enough stamina?
Did he not roll, maybe?
He did. He rode once and then just
Oh.
stopped. Oh, yeah, that's true. He might have been going too far right. That's a good. Yeah. And yeah, Kata is at the finish line.
Yeah, the final stretch.
Yeah, this should be a high 115 or maybe 116 RTA. But with two deaths, it's not a bad time at all.
Yeah, it's a very nice time. That's like 109 RTA. I mean IGT, sorry. Something like that.
No, should be 111 or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot this route is really fast RTA.
Kata setting up our TSR with the Knight, who was really nice to him, gave him the red attack right away. Oh, that is true. Kata did start with the counter.
Oh
Um,
yeah, you had to recreate his character.
timer a bit of like 30 seconds, so it might be a high 110. Or maybe it's still a 111. I don't know. Meanwhile, Maz on his way to Manus. Not sure if he's going to set up our TSR or not. Regardless, Kata is in the right at the finish line. It's he's a parry away from killing Win. Unless he goes for the Dragon Tooth. I think he considered there, but maybe opted not to go for it. Gets a parry. Little
GG
twirl.
Takada.
Second twirl. Third twirl. And he is done. GG to Kata. Finishing at 1:15:39. Nicely done.
Yeah, very
Congratulations.
nice run.
Kata showing that he's still got it. And Maz dying to Manus. Gets a weird attack there that he was too close to strafe. But I believe he did get the bonfire there, so shouldn't be too big of a time loss compared to, of course, if he hadn't gotten it. But yeah, GG's to Kata. As soon as Maz is done with his race, with his run, we're going to be interviewing both of them. And I know it's the second race, but with this time, Kata sets the best time so far in the tournament. I believe QQ got a 120 about that
It was
in
like
yesterday's
120.30, I
race.
think. I think it
Something
was one. I think it was 120.35 RTA. I think.
something of that order. So yeah, GG's to Kata. Not sure if
Let's see
it's
the
gonna
IGT.
show us his
110.40.
IGT. Yeah, 110.
Nice.
So now all our eyes are turned to Maz as he is in the finish of the finishing stretch of the DLC. Yeah, first finish run in 10 months. Setting at 110 casually. But yeah, GG's to Kata. And now Kata's going to be facing Moa in the next race. Next round, rather. And I'm looking
So,
forward to that.
and now Mars is done with the DLC. That's nice.
Indeed, Maz is going to be on cleanup phase, just like Kata was. We're starting from Izalith, and then working his way up to cleaning the areas around Firelink as well. Didn't rest at that bonfire. He would he would like to go back to it right after Bed of Chaos, but I guess he's going to have to do another warp. Not a big of a deal. So Maz also going to be performing the Fire Sigil of clip. Couple of quit outs there. In a race environment, you very much want to take our time to set that up for the least amount of quit outs.
Yeah, the
So,
average is usually about 3 quid outs. You can sometimes, with really good positioning, get it with 2 quid outs, but that's a bit rare.
yeah, even with 2 quit outs, I would rather not go for it because I'm super close to just phasing through the ground and falling straight into the ground on the elevator shaft just before it. So I don't know. But I'm not the guy you should be asking for elevator clip strats. So my bad.
Nah, he's being sarcastic. Mario's actually the greatest pro at Fire Siege Elevator Clip.
That's true. We do have another race right after this one. We have IMA and D9 right after our current race. We're seeing Maz.
Non-conventional strats for a move
Yeah,
swap fight here.
unorthodox strats here. I'm not sure what's going on. For 1 second, I thought he was going to set up the out of bounds centipede kill.
Haha, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he might just be getting orange charge ring to not have to bother with centipede at all. Just run at him and kill him, and worked out for him. That's fair. He already had orange charge ring, so just bolting to the fog gate. And he does really like that skirt.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he does look pretty on it, so good on you, Miles. Yeah, again, making its way past the dragons here. Was also going to be doing the same strat with the bombs. Kill Bat of Chaos.
He should probably heal here. Nah.
Yeah, opting to not get the bonfire. I believe he got that bonfire a race yesterday. But made his way past everything. So he chillin'. Oh, that dragon looked a little close. Yeah, this strategy, if you don't speedrun this game but you play it often, casually, it's a really nice thing to learn. Because it just makes Bat of Chaos a pushover almost. You can still die to it if you get a Firestorm. If you're below half health with 33 Vit and all the resistances that... Specifically that Kata got in his run. If you get a Firestorm there, you're dead. You can survive even with full health Dust Crown. Oh, and Maz, no witnesses. He is killing all of Bat of Chaos' daughters. This man is on the loose. Yeah, so we're gonna be seeing the same strat from him, equipping the bow. Helps greatly with the aim
Equipping the dragon too for some reason.
No, it's probably for killing the bug and for just having it later on. So he's doing a little bit of a different setup than Kata, but they both end up at the same place, the backstep community. And this looks fine.
He's probably gonna get hit here. Yeah. and he missed. It's not very good.
Yeah, this is no bueno.
Does he know the insane boat backup though? We'll see.
I don't even know that backup,
Oh
honestly.
no.
Yeah,
He's
that
gonna
was
have to do it though.
it took a long time to throw that bomb and ended up getting hit and missing. He was too far to the left there for that setup. For that positioning, rather. Oh, Carl making excuses for manslaughter. I see how it is. I think he's going for
Yeah.
the
Yeah, he knows
bow
about it.
backup. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Maz
so
again showing off the insane strat.
so this was the speedrun strat before Toki bombs were discovered. So you would destroy the right node and then you would destroy the left one like this. But now it's just a
Oh, and
backup for if you fail the bombs.
he gets it pretty quickly as well.
Yeah.
Has plenty of arrows. So now hopefully he doesn't get knocked out and dies. That'll be pretty unfortunate. And
Yeah.
hopefully for the sake of the continuation of this run, he gets it. He does have to get close to it so the ground breaks. Okay, he makes it to the
You can actually
central branch.
you can sometimes slide off when you're running up there, so you got to be a bit careful.
All right, Mas getting the backup pretty clean, honestly. All that's left is
Nice.
to do an attack on the bug, and he is done with Bed of Chaos. Very nice, nice backup. I think that's something
Oh,
that is worth.
I think we might be seeing wrong warp now. By the way, which might be cool.
Right, right. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the reason why he didn't rest at that bonfire then at what's it called? Daughter of Chaos. So yeah, this is the first time we're gonna see Homeward Run Warp in this tournament. And there you go. That uses a glitch called Spell Swap. When we use two ways of casting certain spells on our both of our hands, we quickly switch to the one that we desire to use, that we want to use, and then switch spells, and that allows us to use a spell even though we don't have the necessary stats for it, which is the case for Homeward.
Yeah, and what that allows you to do is cast Homeward with the animation of the fireball, which just so happens coincidentally to give you enough time to rest at a bonfire during the warp out animation. And if you do that, you basically trick the game so it doesn't really know where to put you. So it kind of puts you at kind of like a safe developer set location based on your last bonfire, which for the centipede bonfire happens to be just outside, just near Ceaseless.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing if Maz can move swap. We're going to be seeing melee ceaseless. So yeah, he resorts to the still move swap there.
Yeah. No manliness test though, so we're gonna see throwing knives to try aggro Ceaseless instead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very
And he
swag
gets
RTSR setup.
RTSR. That
Yeah.
is really cool.
He did a back step into a attack to set it up. That's really swag.
Damn, this guy is just winning everyone on style points. God damn. Yeah, nice job. Wrong warping into that setup? Very cool.
He just has Nito, Capra, Gaping, and Gwyn left, I think, and four kings.
Yes. And I think he's going to be doing wrong warp to Capra now. So he's going to be doing Capra and Gaping. That's a first try, very nice. So that's why he rested at the parish bonfire. That puts him in this area. So the way wrong warps work is uh we use two methods of warping, whatever they are. And if they warp you to different places, oh, Mass misses Lauren Detberg skip. I hope he takes the rubbish. That is
There we go.
it turns around and gets it. Good job. But as I was saying, when two different warping methods are used that warp you to different places, when they interfere with each other or when they're in effect at the same
Oh
time.
no.
Oh my god, that is interesting. I can't say I've seen this. So Maz rolls off. Yeah, I have never seen this way of failing lower in that brick skip. And he's gonna have to quit out here. There's a lot of lads waiting for him. Or maybe not. Maybe he won't quit out. Yeah, just claiming names with his rape here. And yeah, no quit out. Nice. Yeah, wrong warping. If you use two methods of warping that warp you to different places at the same time, the game puts you at a default position relative to where you were last rested, where your position was last saved. And some of those positions are really convenient for us. So as you saw, Maz got teleported just to um, right by the Lauren Edberg skip. And another very useful one is straight up skipping to the kill in the first flame without having to without having to feed the lore vessel.
Yeah.
That is
And
a
that
little convenient.
Yeah, and that works because the developer default location for the Lord Vessel happens to just be inside the kiln.
And Maz dying to Capra. Yeah, he missed the full move swap. Full running attack on that. So he's going to have to be wrong warping again.
Looks like it's just gonna run normally.
Yeah, I think that's the best bet. Yeah. He's going to be having to do lower in that brig again. And then falling off there, so he has to quit out.
Yeah. Normally you have hidden body for this bit, but which makes it a bit easier.
Okay, gets the lower in that brig skip there. Very nice.
Stone armor strats, what a lad.
Yeah, I think that's what Maz wanted to do for his first attempt, but he missed one of the attacks. Yeah, Maz again leaving no witnesses to his crimes. Almost bled out, but we're fine now. Making his way to the depths. And after this, he only has the two last lords, Forking and Nito,
Yeah.
and Pinwheel.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's Gwyn.
Yeah, no runner has done the Gaping Foggate skip yet. Which is a really cool strat. Oh my god, Maz almost falling off
That would
of
have
the
been really
hole.
bad.
I personally have no clue how to get out of that place if
Yeah,
I
neither
eventually
do
fall
I.
there. I'll just warp back to Firelink and do all over again. It'll be faster. Yeah, I think the Gaping Foggate skip would be about, if not even RTA, it would be slower. Because each quit out is like 10 seconds until you, depending on how you count it.
Yeah, I think it's
Like,
probably a tiny
time
bit
it.
slower.
Okay, so Ma's a living Gaping Dragon to alive for a little bit more. Missing a hit. Warping out, and only 3 bosses left. So now he's making his way to Nito. In the Catalystz for upcoming Hidden Body. I'm not sure if he's going to do arrows for this, but my guess would be yes. He has the setup and super comfortable with.
Maybe. Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah, it seems
Oh
like it.
no, he got blocked.
Getting blocked by that guy, but he was nicer than he normally is. Oh, trying using hidden body early there. I believe he was going to go for the no quit out lever, but he used homeward instead. Tried to use homeward instead, and just got a shrug like animation saying that he couldn't use that. Well, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I believe he's setting up menuing for the arrows now. Gets hit by the fireball. Okay, these guys didn't aggro. That's interesting. Oh, he has the wrong setup. I think did he equip the hood?
Nah, he forgot.
Okay, yeah, that's what was left. That might be too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that was too late because he rolled right after getting up rather than backing out and rolling from there. So he couldn't perform another roll. He would have made the distance without dying if he could have done another roll. So yeah, a little unfortunate. I'm not sure why he is move swapping. Maybe he's just not going for the arrows anymore. He's going to do just the normal drops and then just already move swapped for pinwheel, but I'm not sure. We shall see.
Yeah, we shall.
All right, what is Maz up to? I think he's just going to. Yeah, that's. It looks like he's just going for the drops rather than doing arrows once again.
Oh, oh no.
Oh, he dies there. Did he get hit by a skeleton?
He must have. Normally you survive that
Yeah.
drop. Can not a very kind catacombs today for Mars.
Yeah, I think it's considered that now he just equipped the shields to block any eventual upcoming attack from the skeletons. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why having hidden body and doing the arrows is so comfortable, because you don't deal with any of those skeletons. The max you can deal with is like one bone wheel that sometimes aggroes to you, and you might bounce off of a flying skull. That's bad. Bouncing
Yeah,
off of a flying skull is no bueno.
yeah, I can definitely attest to that.
Yeah, I think anyone who's ran some variation of a route that does this arrow, if you ran it enough, you know. All right, so there you go. Maz also taking less damage due to not having the dragon tooth equipped, because the dragon tooth is pretty heavy. So it seems like we are past the worst part of catacombs, maybe.
Yeah, you can actually heal once of the Estus here, and then you can do out yourself a pinwheel. But you kill him in one running attack anyway, so it doesn't matter.
All right, Maz getting the fast. That's move swap. And pinwheel goes down with one running attack, as mentioned.
Yeah, that's the hardest boss in the game, by the way.
Yeah, you see our runners do very nice pathing on the catacombs on Tomb of the Giants. It's really not a bad place at all to navigate once you're used to it. And yeah, hopefully Nito is nice. The skeletons are nice. Because I believe that Maz will be doing this fight with
Oh
this.
no, he got the ultra
So,
rare
oh
meme.
my god.
Oh no. Yeah, that's something that anyone who's ran this game will know can happen, and it's really not good. Ah,
Yeah, I believe Maz is forfeiting the race.
yeah. I really don't blame him, to be honest. It's a really long one back.
So yeah, this is the end of a race. That was a really unfortunate death. Maz opting for forfeiting, but it's all good. We should be getting our runners in here for a post-match interview. Welcome, guys. We're
Thank you.
live.
And how are you guys
So,
feeling?
Kata Maz, congrats, Kata. First of all,
Thank you. Thank you.
Well played.
No, well, you too. From what I've been able to catch in the chat during the race, I think you clearly won with the style points here. So
Thank
I
you.
need to put
Well,
that out there.
I
I did
can't
my
deny
best.
that Maz did some really swag stuff. You should go back and see what he did for Ceaseless. That
Yeah,
was
I
tight.
I have to ask, what's the backstory of that ceaseless setup, Mars? That was insane.
Oh, the RTSR.
Yeah,
I saw it somewhere. I don't remember where.
Yeah,
very swag.
bringing up ancient strats once
I
again.
liked it.
That seems to be the trend now. Optimal is back, so
Ugh.
you'll be going back to the roots. So, Kata, that first death, man, rough.
Yeah, it was a nice welcome.
That-
By the snakes. As soon as he was jumping, I was thinking like, dude, if I got hit, that would suck, and then I did. So that was not nice.
So
Because
it did
I was
suck.
yeah, I was gonna roll that, but I wasn't two handing. I had my bow in my left hand, so I couldn't. So I would have died either way. So yeah, pretty unfortunate. Second death to the plunge on Hydra. That was just my bad. Made a lot of mistakes in that run, honestly, but definitely need to step up my game. But first run in like 10 months, so I'm kind of happy with it, I guess. Didn't really
Yeah,
forget
not bad.
anything.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
And Maz,
Other than the deaths, it was very clean.
Maz showing off all the nice stuff. Rung warps, Gothless Calamite. So
Yeah. Well,
GG for that. And
yeah.
both of you, GG's really. Race
Yeah,
environment
GG.
can be rough for anyone. Doesn't matter your place in the leaderboards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
it's like
absolutely.
today,
once it starts going wrong, then you can't do anything anymore.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really easy.
definitely.
It's just this game in general. It's really easy to kind of snowball. Where if things start going wrong, normally if you're on stream and you're doing attempts, you just reset and go again. But in a race like this, it can be really hard to kind of stay in there mentally. So I don't blame you at all for like just calling it here at the end because you got some really unfortunate stuff happening, and that
Yeah, I
can
was
be really
just
hard to deal with.
mashing buttons, so that last thing was totally my fault.
Yeah, it happens. The race, like I said, the race environment can do anything to people. It's
Absolutely.
really it's really anyone's game until someone finishes first. We've seen that
Cool.
multiple times on the last tournament. So hopefully we'll see some really interesting stuff right at the end in this one as well. So yeah, GG to both of you. Thanks for participating in the tournament.
Yeah, thank you for
Thanks.
having us.
Thanks to everyone for organizing and stuff.
Yeah. Today
Yeah,
Kata got the best of the match. Sorry, Kata, what were you saying?
yeah, I just wanted to say that Maz is not out. We have a losers bracket as well with the within the tournament, so Maz still has a chance to fight it through the lowers bracket.
That is true.
And um, wanted to remind everyone to not go anywhere because we have another race coming right up.
Thank you. That is correct. And we're going to have Ayame versus D9. And again, me and Alibaba on the commentary. And yep, today Kata got the best of the match. And he's going to be facing me on the next round. And that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to that.
It's gonna be a good race.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, thanks to both of you. We're probably going to go on an intermission now before our next race. Again, Ayame and D9, so don't go anywhere. Stay put because there's a lot of speed coming our way.